Hello.
Hello.
Well, Lips on that bars. Not been doing that intro for the last few videos, but here we are at Gullivers Valley, isn't it?
Yeah, in Rother Valley.
Rother Valley, just outside Sheffield. We're here with Loves to Explore and various others, such as Coasting with the Joneses and
Coaster
Ginger
Dad.
Yeah, Coaster Dad, Ginger Brown, etc. Apologies if we've not got you yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just had an early ride time on Grand Prix races. Though it's, as Mike said, it's not the most scary ride that we've been on an ERT. It's certainly been one of the funniest.
It has, yeah. It's been fun all around.
Yeah, we're having a great time so far.
Yeah.
Like I say, we've only done one ride and it's already been a right laugh.
Yeah, and Gullivers is one of them parks you need children to actually get in the park, so you can't come here by yourself unless you're with an enthusiast event, as if you're a childless adult.
Yeah, so that's the only chance we're going to get time to come here, so we're making the most of it. So yeah, we'll try and take you on most of the rides because I think we're allowed to film on the rides here. They've not had a problem on Grand Prix races, so we'll carry on with the day and see what we can get up to.
Yep.
There we go.
Hello.
So we've what did we do after we did the roller coaster? We went on Dodge City, which is Dodgems.
Yeah.
Although the Dodgem cars are quite terrifying, it was quite good fun actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to see some sort of proper old vintage Dodgem cars that have been very, very well kept. There were no issues with power. And it's just a right good laugh. Like, there's only sort of 6 cars on the circuit. It's quite a small circuit, but absolutely good laugh.
Could do have been a bit bigger, but yeah, it's fine. And there's no music or lights or anything like that, so it does feel a bit sort of soulless, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's a kids' park. They're not going to be listening to hardcore trance or something like that. But anyway, and then there was Carfari after that, which feels like a bit of a missed opportunity because they've got a zoo. Well, not a zoo. They've got like a farm right next to it, and it could do with that track going around the farm bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But other than that, it's all right. And then there's the Wriggler, which we're just sat by now. It's right there. Standard wacky worm. However, it was very, very smooth.
It was, yes. Yeah.
No jerks in it at all. Couldn't get 2 adults in a row together though. It was very, very tight, but it's a wacky worm. They're exactly the same as all the rest, but still had a good time, didn't we?
It is, yeah.
And the ride up made that one for us. I think her name was Fiona, so we're going to give a shout out to Fiona.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we're heading to next. I think
Rocking Tug, I think.
Yeah, there's a Rocking Tug over there, but I think we're aiming to get into the Wild West area as soon as possible. But apparently that doesn't open until 12. So we're just sort of riding things until 12. So hopefully we'll get in there a bit later.
We will.
Problematic, so if they can find a way to do it, they absolutely will. Well, it's like the whole Tide Pods thing, isn't it? Someone did it on TikTok.
Get faster!
Hello again.
Hello, yes.
So I've had some dinner. Standard sort of thoroughfare for a sort of theme park, isn't it? We've had there's burgers and things like that on up, and you had, was it tuna sandwich, wasn't it?
I did, yeah. I had tuna sandwich and chips. The only disappointing thing about dinner was the electronic boards that you order on. It wasn't exactly descriptive what you got in a meal. A meal itself, essentially, I had a tuna sandwich meal, $6.95. That come with chips and a drink, but that wasn't explained. So I ended up buying extra chips and an extra drink because we weren't sure what it come with, and I ended up bloody loads.
Yeah.
That is one thing I will say. Portion sizes for the chips and stuff like onion rings are fairly generous as well.
Yeah. Whereas I had double cheeseburger, and it was a really nice cheeseburger, a bit on the greasy side, but you know, there was proper veg on it and stuff like that. You know, it just felt really sort of properly well done.
Yeah.
And I paid, I can't remember exactly how much I paid, but I've got a picture of the receipt. Here you go. And once we had dinner, we moved into sort of Pirates area, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Had a go on a ghostly galleon, which I have never laughed so much on a pirate ship in my entire life. Thanks to the company that we've had. But other than that, it's just a pirate ship, isn't it?
Yep, did that, and we did Drunken Barrels as well. I think
Blackbeard's barrels.
Blackbeard's barrels, but yeah, it's your standard sort of teacup ride that you can spin.
Yep.
There were some in the group that got some proper G-forces on it and was quite funny.
Yeah, some proper spin on those. But
and then from there we moved into the western area.
So after dinner we did the Wild West area.
We did.
And in there's 3 sort of rides that we really want to talk about: the little roller coaster, the rapids ride, and the dark ride that they've got here. So we'll talk about the roller coaster first, which was, what was it, Rocky Ridge Railway, which is pants, but it's a good bit of fun, especially with a group of enthusiasts like we've got. It essentially amounts to a wild mouse. You go up a little tiny hill, and you zigzag back and down until you get back to the station, do two laps. But unlike traditional wild mice, where you have 1 car per train, this is a complete train. It's almost like they've crossed a wacky worm with a wild mouse, isn't it?
Or a bit of a Tyrrhenian
tub twist
with maybe a bit of a old Victorian whip, because it does whip you around if you're on towards the back of the train in the corners. But yeah, it's dead slow, and like for kids' first kind of roller coaster, it'd be really good for a kids' first roller coaster.
I think it's probably more tame than a wiggler or a wacky worm. So yeah, it really is a kids' first coaster. Then there's Apache Falls, which is a deceptive little rapids ride that they've got here. It's the same layout as the one that's currently at Fantasy Island, the travelling one, but they've obviously got it and sort of made it a permanent installation. And yeah, you won't get too wet on any other part of the ride apart from the very first corner after the drop. It's not after the lift. It's not really a drop as such. You go around the corner, and then there's like wood put in the trough, which causes a splash effect, and it sort of tidal waves over into the boat. So there's only 1, possibly 2 people in the boat that's going to get wet, but yeah, you get thoroughly soaked. That's Apache Falls, and then there's our Tombstone Mine, which is a sort of nice little dark ride. It's nothing over the top or anything like that, but it's a good bit of fun, isn't it?
It is, yeah, good bit of fun. It looks like at one stage it probably did have shooting element to it. They've now taken that out, but they've still kept like all the spooky stuff through. For the adults, there is a bit of humour kind of throughout, which is really nice to see, but it is a really short ride.
It's daft and cheesy.
Yeah, it's daft and cheesy.
Yeah, and it's very.
And that's where its charm is.
Yeah, it very much feels like a fairground sort of ghost train. With all the the fake skeletons and stuff like that. Very cheesy, but a good bit of fun. It's same as everything at Gullivers. So that's sort of the Wild West area.
It is. Faster with the first.
So next area up is Lost World, which, as the name would imply, dinosaurs.
Indeed, yeah.
Yes.
Dinosaurs everywhere.
Yep.
This is another of the areas at Gullivers that is very well themed. It's not too over the top, it's not too in your face, it's just nice and it's done well. Once again, it's another little park doing better than the bigger parks for theming, which is really
In some
nice
ways, yeah. But in other ways, not. Like, I'll post a video of a raptor that's having a bit of a rave. But yeah, so first one we went on, first ride we went on was it Jurassic
Jeeps.
Which is very similar to the Paulton's Park equivalent. Drive around a little area, see some animatronic dinosaurs or static dinosaurs. That's really all there was to it. There was an annoying jingle in the car.
Yeah, annoying jingle. And the cars, to be fair, are not your most sort of standard to get in and out.
Yeah, they're very
quite good.
They're
very jeepy.
Yeah, they've got the adventure theme down to a T, where you have to basically hold on to the bars at the top, the roll cage at the top, to lower yourself into them. So it is a bit inaccessible for some people, but you know, it's fine other than that.
Yep.
Next up was paragliders, which is
your standard chair swing.
But it doesn't lift up and tilt. It just
it
spins.
doesn't. No, it just spins. It just takes you up a bit, spins you at all the same level, which is nice as well. It's a bit different.
Yeah, it's very, very restrained into, but I suppose it is a very family-friendly park, so you know, it's fine as that.
Yep.
Then next up was T-Rex Towers, which is a little sort of water slide, I suppose you'd call it, a dinghy slide.
Dinghy slide, yeah. So it's your standard thoroughfare. There's one at Paulton's Park, which is a bit taller than this, and obviously like your stuff like depth charge at Fort Park. Sort of similar vein. You get in your dinghy, you go down, depending on how fast you go. kind of thing. Depends on how wet you get.
Yeah, it's a sort of very mild sprinkling. It's nothing to so worry about. But there's two tracks that sort of almost race. And then there's a third one that's sort of separate. They all launch roughly the same sort of time, but don't expect to be able to race because they don't launch anything like close enough to each other. Then, on the subject of water rides, there's the Lost World River Tour, which we're just sat right next to, so I was looking at. Another sort of thing there, basically the same as Jurassic Jeeps, only probably better.
Yeah, pretty much. If you think of sort of Gruffalo without the drop and outside in dinosaurs, this is pretty much Lost World River Tour. Nice little ride, nice little sort of 5-minute sit down, and also just plays a 90s classic dinosaur song as well, so that's all good.
Yeah, it's just a bit more cheese. But the main draw of this area, and I suppose the main draw for any sort of enthusiast of the park, is going to be Gyrosaur, which is it's a ride that inverts, and it's not going to be for everybody. But I enjoyed it because it was a nice bit of thrill, you know, on top of all the other sort of tamer rides that we've got here. You were not a fan, though?
No, I'm not a fan. It's like the big Cyclonator. Well, it's a mini version of the Cyclonator style rides that you get at
like
Fort
a pendulum.
Park and also Adventure Island and
Manor. Essentially,
if you like them rides massively, that's cool. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's a pendulum ride, takes you upside down and whatnot. Very comfortable though, so there is that. But that's Lost World, and we're just going to follow the group now because we're going to go and do the haunted house. And I think that's going to wrap up the day. So
it is, yeah.
We'll talk about after that.
Yep. Well,
here we are in the car.
Yep.
Which is rapidly becoming a little catchphrase. So just going to wrap up the day, really. It's been really enjoyable, considering that we are nothing like the target demographic of the park. I've had a great time.
Yeah, it's been really good today. And the one thing I would say about Gullivers, if you're thinking about bringing your kids here, come do it. It's not an overly expensive park. We'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how much it is for families and for people to get in, because obviously we've come as part of a group, so we've had a group rate.
Yeah, we only paid just over £15, which for what we've done today has been astonishing value.
Yeah.
We've been felt looked after. We got an early ride time on one of the roller coasters, and obviously we were into the park early as well because of that. It's just felt really good.
Yeah, and even so, I think even if we'd come in at proper opening time, we've still had roughly 15-16 rides today, which is really good going. The park was a little bit busy at one stage, but not overly busy that you were fighting your way through or you were queuing for a long time.
Yeah, I think the longest thing that made the queues long for us was us. Yeah, because there was roughly 29 of us at top point. So yeah, most queues would get 3 or 4 times longer thanks to us joining it. But all the operations staff have been absolutely fine. Like I say, we've just had a great time. We've got another one of these tomorrow. It's Matlock Bath we're going to tomorrow. So looking forward to that one. So yeah. Definitely recommend Gullivers. Yeah. As I say, it's not the time. If you want thrills, don't look here. It's not a thrill park, but there's still there's plenty to enjoy. So
it is predominantly a younger family sort of park. So if you've got kids sort of 10 and under, they're gonna love it here.
Yeah.
And as we were going around the park, you can see the chalets and the hotel as well. And the theming, to be fair, it looks like it goes all the way through to them areas. You've got themed chalets and cabins, and it looks really, really well done.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. We'd also just like to finish off by saying thank you to Coasting with the Joneses, Roller Coasters R.O.'s, Ginger and Brown, It's the Stakesy Thing, Coaster Dad, The Bears Escape, Loves to Explore for obviously
organising
the whole thing, and Quinn, as well as all the other people that were there that unfortunately we didn't get your names. There's plenty that we did see, obviously, so apologies that we didn't get your names or anything like that, but I'm sure we'll see you again in future. By all means, drop us a message down below in the comments or something like that saying, yeah, that was me, you forgot to acknowledge me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's Loops and Lap Bars signing out for today.
It is, yep.
We'll see you tomorrow at Gullivers Matlock Bath.
We will. Bye.